Hey guys, today we're doing a pros and cons video on a Galaxy S25 Ultra. And this is probably the most controversial and hated Samsung device I've seen in a very long time, which is surprising because personally I think it's about just as innovative as the last few S Ultras. So take that how you will. Before we get started, the case, the Speech and Neo 1 case I have on here. I quite like it. I did see reports from the previous model, like the iPhone model and stuff, that the sides and stuff do yellow. Mine is not yellow, the walls are yellow. As you can see, if I put my hand over it, it's still the silver color. But yes, the case will yellow over time, unfortunately. And apparently, on some of these MagSafe cases for the S25 series, the magnets are misaligned. I don't know if the Neo 1 is affected. I know some Speech cases are, so keep that in mind. And on the front here, I have the official anti-reflective screen protector from Samsung. I would say it's pretty good. Expensive though. $10 a screen protector is expensive. So take that how you will. Not a big fan of the price tag. So yeah, I did misalign mine. So that's why my hole punch looks really weird. I used an included applicator. So I'm gonna put that as user error. Just be pretty careful when installing it. But other than that, it's very nice and responsive. And anti-reflectivity is not as good as the screen itself, but still better than on any other phone. So I think it's worth it for that. In fact, I would say if you can get this screen protector on sale, maybe buy like a couple packs so you can bulk up and use it for the entire lifespan of the phone if you really like it. So that's it in terms of accessories. We can remove this case now. All right, here we got it. We have the S22 Plus Ultra. Woo! All right. So the first thing I like, the biggest difference I noticed actually is the design. This is the biggest design change I've seen on the S Ultra since the S22 Ultra. Why? Flat sides, rounded corners. That's basically it. Because if you look at both of these, they look similar from the back, but of course, this is a 23 Ultra and not 24 Ultra, but they're pretty similar, except the 24 Ultra had a flat display. But as you can see here, of course, flat side, rounded side, sharp corners, rounded corners, you get the idea. Smaller bezels, all that fun stuff. So, oh, and the weight, of course. This thing is way lighter than any other Ultra. But honestly, this phone feels like an iPhone. So if you've seen like the iPhone 16 Pro Max, this feels like an iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'm just going to enable light mode so that you can read everything a little bit better. But yes, this feels like an iPhone. It looks like an iPhone too because of 1UI7. But yes, I like that, the symmetric bezels and the lighter weight. Next, Galaxy AI. I like it and I dislike it. I like it because the new features are improved. Like I saw the object eraser is better than it used to be. Certain AI features are a little bit better too. The ones they added I think are kind of gimmicky. Like you can make your face cartoony and stuff. It's like the audio eraser looks pretty cool. I have yet to try that. Maybe I will try it soon, I'm not sure. But the number one thing I noticed is the amount of features that are available on device versus on the cloud has increased a lot, which is nice. So on if you go to Galaxy AI in your settings, you can go process only on device. And if you tap on the text itself, it gives you the list of the features available on device. Whereas if you turn it off, you'll see more features appear here. I do have the full list on my Twitter/X account if you want to check that out. But a lot more features are available on device, like the object eraser, the note assist. You can see here all the features. You can do live translate, interpreter, which is Google Translate but Samsung. Translate for notes, transcribe, voice recorder, translating in your browser, generative edit. Oh, tapping on does nothing. Okay, audio eraser, the new feature that they added on the S25 series. The now brief and it's photo ambient wallpaper and health assist. So I like that. Although they do have a description here saying that I think it said somewhere else, but I think it said when we do enable the only on device certain features, like for example maybe the generative edit, the object eraser, might function not as good as it does if you have it working with in conjunction with the cloud and on device. So your mileage may vary depending on what you want. But yes, I really much like that because I remember on the 24 and on the 23, when I was trying to use Object Eraser, it would enable this and it wouldn't work, and it was frustrating. So yay! 8 Elite is helping us remove people from our photos without a Wi-Fi connection. Yay! All right, so that's not a positive. Next, One UI 7. It's pretty nice. They removed a lot of small features which I used, which makes me upset. But they made the whole UI smoother, a little bit cleaner looking. As you can see, my quick panel, they made it cleaner looking. You can rearrange items. This is a quick panel. You can move this over there, do whatever you want. The animations are faster, all that fun stuff. There's an hour. You've probably seen all the videos online about One UI 7 already. But yes, it's pretty nice. Overall, I can see the vision being copy iOS as much as humanly possible. You can tell from its sort of icons and certain features like app labels for your widgets. You know, there's a lot of things. This battery icon, it's very blatantly an iOS copy. Some people may like that, some people may hate that. I just like that smoother. And there are certain features of One UI 7 that I very much like that One UI 6 didn't have. One of them, which I kind of like, but I also kind of don't know how to feel about, the media player on the lock screen. I kind of like how it just does this and shows on AOD, but I don't like how it's small like this. It's annoying because I want it like up here where it used to be, and I think it's a bug, by the way. If I turn the screen off, it pops up open. That's definitely a bug. But yes, it only shows up on this panel here, which is annoying. But yeah, it used to show up on the actual notification area in the One UI 6. But yes, overall I like One UI 7. Lots of small, nice features. It feels smoother overall. Oh yeah, another nice feature. I like how the weather app now, so you can swipe left and right to switch between cities, which is fun, and yeah. Moving on, the fingerprint scanner. I would say it works pretty great. It works about the same as it always has. You can see my fingerprint is a little dry, but it works just as well as it did on the previous couple of phones. Nothing to write home about. S Pen, it's fun to use and very responsive. I would say basically identical to how it's always been, except, well, we'll get to the comment later. Except I noticed, even on mine, in the specs, it's not going to get picked up in camera, but the tip is apparently thicker. Good or bad thing? I really don't know, but I haven't really noticed a difference. I tried this pen and the pen on a 23 Ultra. I tried writing with both. They feel identical to me. I noticed the button is clickier than... Let's just take this pen out too, actually. So here's a 23 pen. You can barely hear the pen clicking on the 23 versus the 25 pen. I don't know why. The clickiness of this is like the same. So yeah, the pens are very similar. I saw some people swap them around. I'm not going to try that because there's no point. They're not, Bluetooth is not. Anyway, we'll get to the Bluetooth later. Next, the performance. It's pretty good. I noticed One UI 7 actually uses a lot more of the available RAM than One UI 6 and older. I initially thought it was an S25 feature, but no, I saw people with the 24 beta also notice this, which is nice. But like if I post an example here, this is a very quick example. You can see I have my RAM plus set to 4 gigabytes. I noticed if I have lots of apps open, and when I mean lots, I mean like on average to how many apps I generally have open from using my phone throughout the day. I noticed One UI 7 uses a lot more of the RAM, which is a good thing because I know I compared with the S23 Ultra, which also has 12 gigabytes of RAM. I did a RAM test, and this can keep more apps open than that phone, despite having the same amount of RAM. So yay, One UI 7 is a win for that reason, in my book anyway. But yes, it's pretty snappy. Haven't really noticed issues because Snapdragon 8 Elite is pretty dang powerful. Next, the skin tones and general camera processing has improved. I was not expecting to see such huge improvements versus the 23 Ultra, or I saw online the 24 Ultra. I don't have a 24 Ultra anymore, so I can't compare with that. I'm recording with a Z Flip 6, but I haven't done too many tests with Z Flip 6. But yes, the skin tones, especially on selfies, looks a lot better. The general processing on the main camera looks better. The 3X even looks better, like in low light and stuff. The 5X, I was like, last year the 5X sucks butt. It's worse than the old 10X. This year the 5X is better than 10X in, I would say, 99% of situations. There's like this weird 1% where the old 10X is like a smidge better, but this one way better stability, way better in low light, way better colors. It can take photos faster because, you know, it's 5X, the new 5X sensor is larger. So there's really no reason to hate on this new 5X lens, in my opinion. So yes, I would say the cameras are pretty much better in almost everywhere. Oh, except for, I actually have it as a pro later on. The night videography I noticed is a bit worse than the 23 Ultra, and in general reviews have been saying that the night videography is not as good as they're expecting. It's still worse than iPhone and stuff. The noise reduction is there, and the colors are more accurate to how it actually is in real life, but it's like not as bright, which is weird. Definitely some weird software stuff they need to figure out in updates. Speaking of software stuff, I did notice a bug. This is me ranting. I noticed a bug where if you enable auto FPS for 60 FPS mode, the frame rate just tanks when you try recording a video. And I sent that to Samsung. Hopefully we'll get an update very soon to fix that, but yeah. Haptics. Haptics are about just as good as they've been on the previous phones. They're exactly the same. Only difference I noticed, this is a UI thing, not really a hardware thing, is if you adjust the sliders now, like to minimum or maximum amount for both the volume and brightness, you'll get haptic feedback when it's at the minimum or maximum. So that's nice. That's like the only haptic change I noticed. Yeah, we already talked about the cameras. Anti-reflective display. Oh, sorry, anti-reflective lens coating. Works pretty great. Works the same as it does on the 23, 24 Ultra. Night videography, we talked about that. Improved noise reduction. Excuse me. Moon photos. Moon photos, I would say, are about just as good as they've always been. So take that with what you want. I did notice in general the 100x zoom is better than on 23 Ultra. Although I do have a conspiracy that I think they made the 10x lens on the 23 Ultra worse on purpose within like the last year or so. I don't really have the evidence to prove it, but people have been saying it online, and I sort of believe it. So there's that. 7 years of updates, which we all love. And the last one is the color, of course. I quite like this silver blue color. Let me know what colors you guys got. I think it's pretty nice. But yes, in terms of the three things that 23 Ultra users will notice to 25. The design, the display, and the cameras are the three things you will notice that are different about this phone. Anything else is just like a cherry on top. Now, if this phone is worth almost paying $2,000 for, if you don't trade anything in, is really up to the user. But yeah, that is about it for the positives. If the positives entice you, you can go ahead and buy one. At the end of the video, I will try my best to explain who should buy this phone, depending on what phone you currently own. But for now, next, we're going to go to the cons. And after that, we will do some recommendations. Number 1, shutter like still exists. Yeah, they do have a post on their website saying how they improved it for pets and stuff. That's what I saw online. No, they did not. Could this again be a software thing? Maybe, but it's Samsung, so probably not. I'm just gonna put that they're not gonna fix it. This is what we're gonna get. If they do, yay, but if they don't, boo. Galaxy AI cost. Very, very, very weird. We don't know how much this is gonna cost us. Like, they say it's free until the end of 2025. Well, we're in 2025. Like, what? Samsung, how much is the AI gonna cost? Which features are gonna be paid? Let us know. They did give us free Gemini 2.0 Advanced, whatever it's called, and 2 terabytes of Google Photo storage if you have an S25. But in my opinion, they should have made it so that Galaxy S25 users get Galaxy AI for free for at least 2 years, or heck, do it lifetime. Do it lifetime. S24 and S25 users should have Galaxy AI for free, for life. Why? Because it's the biggest marketing thing about these phones. Like, yes, older phones will get these features, but it does entice people more if you make it free for people who bought the phone that it was marketed with. Like, they should do that. Samsung, please do it. Please make it free for this phone and the 24. If not 24, at least the 25, because man, all your marketing is just jamming up. One UI 7 still feels like a beta. I've noticed some weird, very weird bugs. Very memed on was a charging animation. Good luck, still a little bit buggy here and there. In general, just mostly graphical glitches. I haven't really. The only like showstopper big bug I noticed was the camera app auto FPS thing I mentioned earlier. That's probably the one that like I was like, this is unusable. I think everything else I noticed was not too bad. Side note, apparently there's gonna be a beta for the Galaxy S24 series. So I'm pretty sure the S25 series is running beta software anyway, which is really weird. I don't know why, but yeah, they tried rushing the launch, I guess, to appease the stockholders or whatever. Anyway, next, nothing in the box. It sucks. All we get is a charging cable, a manual, and a SIM eject tool. Eventually, they're going to remove that cable, and that will be very silly, and I don't like that. Next, S Pen lacks Bluetooth. Everyone's talked about this. It sucks. They did no cost savings. This pen, if you buy a new one, it costs exactly the same. They're not giving it cost savings to us. They're giving it to their own wallet. The S Pen, it got no features. It's identical. Like, in terms of what it can do, it's identical to what it can always do. There's nothing new in here. Absolutely nothing. Literally nothing. You can add the shortcuts and stuff, but the menus, everything, identical. There's nothing new in here for S Pen users versus the 24 or 23, except for the lack of the Bluetooth. Yeah. Oh, the vapor chamber. This is actually a note from last year's phone, but apparently it's aluminum. I need to double check this if it's true or not on the 25 series, so we will ignore it. This one is a complaint I've had for years. The speaker and S Pen are on the wrong side. Why can't they put it on the right? Well, it makes sense for the S Pen because, yeah, it's gonna like hit the telephoto lens. The speaker, I mean, you could just swap them. Only phone to have it on this side. It's really weird. I don't know why, but it's been like that for the last few Ultras. Haptics, yeah, they're still bad for notification stuff. Doesn't feel as strong as they should. They should just add 2 haptic movers. One that goes like this, one goes like this. You know, that would be nice. And finally, suggestions for Galaxy S26 Ultra. Because Samsung might be watching my videos, might not be. They might just be listening to the public in general. But number 1, an under-screen selfie camera. I would say selfie quality is pretty good. I don't know if they have the tech there yet to do it, but I mean, the selfie camera is pretty small. Probably one of the smallest in the industry. So if they keep it another year, I wouldn't be too upset personally, but it'd be really cool if they fix it or get rid of it, because like pedals are really dang small. No hole punch. Ooh, it'd be crazy. A 1-inch sensor, because we've had the same sensor since 2023. Give us a new sensor, Samsung, please, please, and a new Free-X as well, because this thing is just, it's way too old. Fix the shutter lag. I've been saying this every year since Samsung's existed. Boo. Speaker and S Pen on the right side. We talked about that. Oh, whoops. This was also copied from last year's pros and cons video. But yes, they did that. Yay! The curved corners, lighter weight. They did that too. Yay! Bigger ultra wide sensor. They did that as well. There's a new ultra wide. It takes better macro and everything. A variable zoom lens. This would be crazy innovative. Sony has one that's 3.5 to 5.2x. Please, Samsung, do it. I would love that. Just combine both of these into one super amazing sensor that goes from like 3x, 5x, whatever, that just demolishes this phone and any other phone in terms of zoom. That'd be awesome. A bigger fingerprint sensor, it's exactly the same fingerprint sensor that we've had since the Galaxy S21. We need something better, Samsung. A larger battery, silicon carbon, and faster charging. Still 5,000 milliamp hours. The battery life is improved versus previous phones. It can actually pack a punch versus other phones that have 6,000 milliamp hours. But still, Samsung, 6,000 milliamp hours, please. Faster charging, please. It apparently does charge faster too, so they're keeping the same hardware, but yeah, you know, they've pretty, like, I'm actually surprised that they've maxed out this hardware so much. I think they realize they're peaking here in the sense that, oh man, next year we gotta actually do changes. Okay, now, should you buy this phone? Yes and no. I would say yes if you have a Galaxy S22 or older, because the S22 series had terrible battery life. S21 series got hot. S20 series is old. S10 series, while it was amazing at the time, is also old. So yeah, I would say if you have 23 series, unless you get like amazing trade-in deals, you can wait another year, especially because S26 will most likely have silicon carbon battery that's larger, faster charging, probably faster wireless charging too. I think this already has faster wireless charging, but I don't remember. Probably will have a new 3x lens, maybe a new telephoto, maybe. There are rumors. There's also a rumor about no selfie camera, so that's exciting. But we also had a rumor for the 25 that they would change this lens, but they didn't. So the rumors and whatever Samsung decides on will always change. But if you like what you see, you can get it, you know. I personally got it because of the rounded corners and lighter weight. It really does make a difference in hand. So in my opinion, this is my favorite Galaxy S Ultra design they've ever made. It is way more comfortable than the 23, the 22, the 24. So hats off for the design, but everything else is relatively unchanged. And yeah, that's about it. Conclusion: if you have from 2022 or older, upgrade. Otherwise, might not be worth it. We are in an era where upgrading every year is not really worth it. Upgrading every 2 years is also starting to become sort of not worth it, because these phones are getting updates forever anyway, and they're barely changing year over year. I mean, you're getting new ultra wide and new zoom lens if you're going from 23 to 25, and a much better display and design, but you know, the era of huge upgrades every year has unfortunately disappeared. And that's it for me. Hopefully you guys found this video entertaining or interesting to help you decide on upgrading or not upgrading. Oh, another dislike, they increased the price this year in Canada. So this phone costs like $1,900 now versus it used to be like $1,800. I'm kind of scared at what direction they're going with, honestly, because everything's just so expensive now. And it sort of feels worth it and not worth it. That being said, I would not recommend anyone to get an S24 Ultra because of that stupid grainy display. I would say get the S23 Ultra or get this. Just skip the S24 Ultra because it's not good. The corners are sharp. Also, the processing was worse than the 23 Ultra, but this is better processing than both of those phones. So make that with what you will. I'll see you guys in the next video if I ever make another video.